Hello, hello, everyone. So good to see you. Denise, you're not on the screen yet. You're just in the green room. Hello, y'all. Today, I've got a very special guest. We are talking to Denise Imbesi, who is the owner and CEO and one of my besties. Oh, wait, the owner and CEO of Muscle Mix Music. Many of you have the app. Many of you bought CDs from Muscle Mix way back in the day. Many of you bought cassettes from Muscle Mix before there were CDs. So Denise started Muscle Mix way back in the day and became one of the biggest, best companies, longest running companies in the fitness industry. And today we're going to talk about creating an iconic business within the fitness industry. So here's what I need for you to do. If you are watching me live, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching in the replay, give me a hashtag replay. I want to see you, I want to know that you're here, and I want to be able to answer any questions for you. So if you've got questions in your mind for Denise, go ahead and type them into the comments. I need a hashtag live, a hashtag replay. I'm going to wait while you do it. Now, let me tell you, there's one more thing that I want you to put in the comments. There's Valerie. All right. Hello. Give me some hearts and fire just to cheer Denise on because she gets super shy about these kinds of things. All right. Before I bring her on, let me introduce the show. I am Kelly Coulter. In 2020, I became absolutely obsessed with helping fitness professionals build their businesses so they could get back to serving their clients during the pandemic. So now I help coaches just like you make more impact with your perfect future clients without adding hours to your day by leveraging the life-changing work you are already doing. So these episodes that I do on Tuesdays at 3:00 are specifically designed to deliver mindset tips, business tips, and direct response marketing tips that truly move the needle on your business. All right, you ready to get started? Let's do this. I am going to bring her on. Drum roll, please. Everybody in the comments, give me a da 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 da. There is Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
Denise.
Aloha, I should say.
I know, right? She's in beautiful Hawaii right now, and we are all here.
Happy Valentine's Day. We have our red on.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day, friend. It's so good to have you on the show for Valentine's Day.
I know. It's special. It's totally
so
special.
appropriate too. And I didn't bring up a picture. Maybe I'll find it on my phone and share my screen. But we got fake married in Las Vegas. So it's only appropriate.
It is only
to
appropriate.
be my Valentine on the show. Should I tell the story?
Sure. Fake married. Emphasis
Fake
on
married.
fake.
It was a great night though. So we were at IDEA, we had gone out, we had dinner, we had done the dancing, done all the things. It's late, and we're walking down the hall in the hotel, and there's this thing set up where you would get married in this room, and then right kind of out in the hallway there's this whole like altar set up. It's where you would take your pictures. We decided to jump up there and take a picture.
And it looked legitimate. And we didn't even mean it to look like we got married. But
I'm gonna find this picture.
Everybody called me the next day. I can't believe you got
Everybody
married.
called. Like everybody really believed that you had gotten married.
To someone who was already married.
I mean, and your Facebook feed was so great. It was like, oh, Denise, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. You look so happy. Oh, that was so great.
See that? Facebook is not real.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. That was pretty darn funny.
Yes.
Did you find it?
You guys stay to the end.
Okay.
I may or may not be sharing this picture.
Oh boy, that was funny. We had no idea it was real. I think, although we might have written hashtag just married or something. I don't know.
Oh my God.
It was late. It was late and there were drinks involved. So
all right. Okay. So moving on, stay to the end and you may get a preview of this picture. I can figure out how to hook it up to my
StreamYard.
phone. Yes, if I can figure out how to hook up StreamYard to the phone. But in the meantime, tell me everything. I want to hear how you got started, and then we're going to move on from there. So
Okay.
tell me everything about your origin story in Muscle Mix music.
Sure. So, in 1988, many, many years ago, I was teaching aerobics, high impact aerobic classes, and I was also a DJ by accident. The DJ didn't show up one night at a bar that I was at. I was in my 20s, and somebody said, "Oh my God, the DJ didn't show up. Anybody know music?" So I knew music because my brother was a radio DJ and he always had boxes of vinyl at the house. So, and we just kind of always a music family. And I thought, I could do this. How hard can it be? Well, it was really hard because mixing music two records together at the time, which is the way they did it, was very, very difficult. It's an art. It really is. So, a light bulb clicked one day. I thought, oh my God, I can create mixes for my fellow aerobic instructors. I was also an aerobics director, not a job that I ever want to do again. It's a
Are
tough
you
job.
allowed to name the club?
Yeah, I don't think it's in business anymore. It was called the Orlando Racket Club. They had,
Okay.
racket sports and stuff. So anyway, so I came up with this idea of, I know what, I will make cassettes, custom cassettes, and I would have instructors come to my house while I mixed right in front of them. All right, what song would you like next? And I would do it right there. And of course,
Would
it
you
was
make them
very
into
bumpy.
32 counts at that point?
No, no, at that point, no, no.
Okay.
And that was then it just started that way. I literally had a flyer. I should have brought it with me. I had like a handwritten flyer that I wrote, save money, save time, whatever. And
Oh no, I was supposed to save it to the end. Okay, sorry.
we look
We'll
really
talk about
good
that at
now,
the
but
end.
yeah, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, so that's what happened. And then I have, I was like determined to figure out how to do this legally because I knew at the time nobody was doing it legally. And in my
Mm.
mind, I thought, well, how hard could it be? You call a record label and you ask them, can I have permission? If they understand what I'm trying to do, surely they'll say yes. Well, they didn't. And a lot of years of trying. And then eventually we
Mm.
decided to produce cover versions of songs because we couldn't get the originals. It was just not, we couldn't do it.
You
So
know
that's
what's so
kind of the
funny
original
is
story. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this or not, but that was the first conversation you and I had had as well. So I was
Oh,
way back in the day growing a business that educated fitness professionals, and I wanted to
yeah.
be able to have a CD released from the record companies that would be, a certain set of
Oh.
songs, but I wanted it to be popular music by the original artist. And I called you up and I was like, how do we make this happen? And you were like, no, friend, it's not happening. Not right now.
Did I? I honestly don't remember that too well, so I apologize. But I remember us talking from many, many years ago
Mhm.
before
Yeah,
our wedding. But
before our wedding.
but
Okay,
yeah.
so
So
what I wanna hear about then, so you started back in 1988, you started really niche, individual, custom stuff, and then that grew into releases, and then you're sending out CDs, you're sending out, well, cassettes, and then
cassettes, then CDs. Yeah.
you were never in 8 tracks.
No, no 8 tracks. But I always wanted to put out vinyl. I always thought that would be fun, but
Wicka,
unfortunately,
wicka,
no.
wicka, wicka.
Yeah, it's just so smells good and the sound, the needle dropping. I just love it. But
Oh my gosh. Who thinks Denise should put out a special vinyl
wouldn't that be
commemorating her
fun?
25 years in business? No, wait, 35 years.
30. Wouldn't that be fun?
It's
Oh my
about to be
goodness.
35, friend.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. All
sure
right.
is.
Okay. Biggest ups and biggest downs in your 35 years.
Well, in a nutshell, I would have to say this. I didn't know, I knew what I was passionate about. I knew what was needed and the pain points from the industry. I knew that inside and out. And um, what I didn't know how to do is run a business, manage employees, operations. To this day, it's not my forte, quite frankly.
Oh my gosh. Who is
You
feeling
know,
the same way, you guys? Give me a little
gosh.
hearts and fire on that one.
But you have to realize that you can't be good at everything. You can't be great at everything. You could be okay at
Mhm.
many things. And I
You can
realized
be
that along the
competent.
way. You could be competent and you can just
Yeah.
get by, but I know at the end of the day what I'm best at still is sales, creating, marketing, and even marketing, nowadays is even tough for me because there's digital marketing, there's so many different aspects of marketing. But I'm really best with the customers and knowing my market. Once I start
Mm.
dealing with stuff like insurance, it's no fun. I mean, but some people are really good at it. Many people are really good at it. So, in terms of my downs, I kind of learned that the hard way. I never graduated from college, don't have a college degree. So, yeah, I spent instead of paying for college, I spent it by losing money, making mistakes along the way.
That
I
was
got my,
your
yeah,
cost of your education. I love it. That's
yeah,
actually such a key. I know you didn't say it this way, but I'm gonna kind of like circle back on what you just said
sure,
because it
sure.
really is a key learning for so many entrepreneurs is it wasn't a failure. It was a learning. You
Yeah,
have to fail to until you succeed. And so
yeah.
anything that you ever did that lost money, I love that you just said that was my college education. That's
It was. I paid for my college education. I got my, business administration degree through through hard knocks, but
through the school of hard
through the
knocks.
school of hard knocks. And I mean, maybe I could have been a little better if I'd done it the other way, but that's just not how it worked out. And
Yeah.
for me, I always feel like, and I believe that this is true today. When you start a business, in my mind, it should be to satisfy a need.
Mhm.
You don't want to, if there's 10 Italian restaurants on the block, don't add another one because there's
Yeah.
not a need for an Italian restaurant. Don't shove it down and then wonder why is no one coming in? Why is nobody buying my product? Because there's too much of it, or you don't have something different. If you don't have something that has a point of difference or satisfying a pain point, it's much harder. Or it's
Mm.
almost like you're selling something that people don't need, and who wants to do that? People look down, frown upon the word sales. But sales is really just satisfying a person's need and
Yeah.
making sure that you give to them exactly what they're looking for.
Oh,
So,
amen, friend. That is so good. Just me praising you right now.
well, it's true, right? You
Yeah.
don't want to sell, like I say, a pencil to a blind man because they don't need it or want it. So
Yeah,
I
that's so good. And I think that is what gives so many people like the bad image of sales is that they
Yeah,
think that they have to go like force somebody or shoehorn somebody into a certain fit on a certain product. And
that's
actually
right.
recently I recorded all those lessons for Crush the Rush that we'll talk about a little bit at the end, but Crush the Rush is a series of lessons that are so transformative and they did so well. But the first one was product, audience, fit. If you are not selling, it
Mhm.
might be because you're not trying to sell the right thing to the right people. You're not solving a
That's right.
problem for them.
That's
So
right.
what's the
That's
problem
right.
they have? Let's make some adjustments.
It's really true. Yeah. I mean, and then it can happen really virally. People talk about social media and what should you post? You should post what should naturally, organically happen. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, in my opinion, it's so obvious that if you need something and you're excited about that something, you're going to want to see everything that there is about that, as
Yeah,
opposed to posting something else.
so good.
Anyway, that's the way I've done it. I've always had that intuition to be able to do that. And I really care about instructors. I have a genuine
Mhm.
care about for them because I was one, you know. I know what
Yes,
it's like to get paid $15 a class.
still in
Still.
2023.
Is that really happening? Oh boy.
It is.
So, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Anyway, moving
the
on.
ups and the downs. The ups would be helping instructors, serving a
Yes.
need, solving a problem.
Yes, and I
Good.
love this industry. I still do to this day, you know. It's interesting because I always say that I get tired of things easily. Like I can't do just one thing. I like to do a lot of different things. But this is one industry I've never gotten tired of. I find it fascinating. I find it interesting. Everybody, a lot of the women, and it's mostly women, but men as well, are very upbeat. It's such a positive. I have
Mhm.
always said that my business is the business of fun. We are not serious over here. Music and movement is to have fun. Of course, there's a health and wellness aspect to it, but it's about having fun. And fun is, you know, serotonin levels go up, and there's a mental benefit to that, of course, and
Mhm.
physical benefit. But that's what music does. Music can change your life, it can transform your
Mhm.
day, but
Yeah.
it's fun, it's exhilarating, it's motivating, you know. So,
So
um,
you've really combined 2 things that you love the most, music and fitness.
absolutely, absolutely.
So good.
Yeah,
So good.
I love
And I
music
think that's
more.
why you're probably the great connector in the industry too, is
Oh,
because
thank
you
you.
love it so much and you know
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank you. I do. I do love it, and I do care about people in the industry and everything. So,
Okay, so I wanna talk next about the the thing that you give the most credit for your longevity in your business and in the fitness industry. So what is the one thing?
okay. Well, I have a saying. I have two big sayings, but one of them is no means yes. And somebody pointed this out to me in a negative way once because I don't stop sometimes. Like if I want something, I'm like, but why can't we do it this way? You know, when someone says, "Oh, you can't get on that airplane because it's full," I'm like, "Come on, there's got to be a seat somewhere," or whatever. You know, I tend to. It's not that I don't believe people. I believe that when I believe something so, what's the word? Like I believe something like with all my heart and soul, I already see it happening. So when somebody puts up, you know, blockades, I'm like, what do you mean? You got to remove those. I got to make this happen. So I think my persistency, people have said, Denise, you're relentless, you're persistent. Um, y- I feel like you have to be. I don't know any
Mhm.
other way to do it. To be, you know, no means yes. I also have another saying, which is you don't ask, you don't get. And I don't feel
Mhm.
like I'm disturbing people by asking. Like some
Mhm.
people will say, oh, well, don't ask them that. They might get offended. Or don't ask them that. They'll get, you know, you're being too pushy. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as if they didn't know what I want, how would how would it even be a possibility of whatever it is, you know? So I don't give up. I really don't give up. And I think that that's a big part of it. Even when I'm in my lowest of low, you know, when um when everything went to iTunes at that era, 2005, I believe it was. We're like, oh no, people are downloading. You mean they're not playing CDs anymore? The world is changing. Of course, you get hit with these curveballs. There's always going to be that along a business. You know, there's ups and downs the whole way.
Mhm.
And when that happened, we just thought, oh no, for about 15 minutes. And then you pivot and you move on and you say, well, let's give them downloads they want. And we went and we started a new brand at the time called I Sweat Music. And we had hundreds of different playlists available for running, swimming, jumping, you know, whatever. And that was hugely successful for us. So,
Love it.
anyway, hopefully that answered the question.
That is so good, and it leads me into something that I think that we're okay to mention at this point, even if it's not live, which is the music, the original music by popular artists, which is, as we all know, something that we desperately need in this industry and something that Denise started working on the minute the pandemic hit, maybe before that, immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you
So,
and I have been talking about it since 2008.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So back in, yeah, when you and I started talking almost every day, 20, oh gosh, I'm getting all the dates mixed up, 2019, 2020,
2020.
when the pandemic hit, I just started putting things together. I realized everybody was calling us, instructors, clubs, you know, everybody was calling us and saying, I can't believe I can't use this music in our video class. And that's all we're teaching. You got to help us. What could you do? So, of course, we rolled out our royalty free music because we had it already. But
Mhm.
for 2 years, I've been working on beating up the record labels to say, look, with TikTok, you could use anything. With Instagram Reels, you can use any song you want. Why can't fitness do the same thing? So I'm excited to say that in a couple of weeks, maybe a month, we are going to be rolling out. Should I say it? I guess I'm saying it,
Do
huh?
it.
All right, let's do it. We are going to be rolling out a new app that is going to connect to the Universal Music Catalog. They're the largest music record label in the world. Okay, 40%. They own 40% of all the world's music. And we're going to be putting it into our app, and you will be able to use it in your classes and be able to mix and be able to change the beats per minute and be able to add, breaks in between the songs, move them around. Exactly what you can do right now today in our app, Muscle Mix Now. So we're really so excited. It's going to be game changing. And then in about 90 days or so, we'll be able to have it available for video as well.
Yes.
So
Okay. So,
this
and
is
Valerie's already
big.
asking about video. So what she's saying is that the app will come out. It will include popular music by the original artist. You will
That's
be
right.
able to take that music, speed it up, slow it down, mix it with other songs, adjust the transitions, make playlists, substitute pieces out for other playlists. All the things that you can do right now within the app, you'll be able to do with popular
The
music
real
by the
deal.
original artists. And then right after that, we'll be working on the video on demand licensing because Valerie's already asking about
Yes.
that.
Yes.
That
Yes.
won't be included just yet, just because of the logistics of working with with
Yeah.
the record
We have
labels.
to build special tech for that, and it's going
Mhm.
to take a little bit. Once we get that built, then we're going to roll that out to the gyms and to anybody else who's doing video on demand or live streaming or anything. It's going to be so great. We're so
Oh my
excited. We're
gosh.
talking almost 1 million songs
Yeah.
or more, or more.
I mean, you wanna
It's
talk
going to
about
be,
solving a problem for a specific group of people, that is
that's right.
it. That is
That's right.
the problem that has faced us for the last 3 years now,
Oh my God. Three
and
decades.
before. Yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah, and
sure, for
before.
sure. Yeah, no, we're really, really excited. Now, we scheduled this because we thought it'd be ready by now. So we
Mhm,
scheduled this interview, truth be
mhm.
told, right? But it's not
Oh, I
ready
thought
yet.
because we were Valentines.
Oh, right, because we're Valentine. But we are just weeks away, and we'll let you all know. Actually, I'll come back and let you know first and get you a
Absolutely.
special price, get you on board, be one of the first to get on board. So it's really exciting.
Whoop, whoop. Yes,
Yay!
so look for Denise to be coming on again soon, and you'll know that you need to come on because she's gonna give out a discount code, and she's gonna be making that official announcement, and it will be live at that time.
Yeah. Now, if you want to get on I mean, I don't, if you're already on our email list, great. But if you're not, you can just email hello@musclemixes.com
I'll type that into
and
the
we'll put you
comments.
on there and we'll go ahead and give you, make an announcement. But yes, for sure, we'll come on Kelly's show and let you all know so you could be the first ones on. Yay!
I
It's going to
love
be fun.
it.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
and so we wanted to give not only that little piece of information and a couple other pieces of information, but we have kind of 6 points for
Oh,
about being persistent.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to
We'll go
read off
through.
the points, and then I want to tell you how they have been, how they've impacted your career and really
Okay.
helped you move forward. Okay, so the
Sure.
first one is identify your wants and desires.
That's right. And it's identify, but what I'd like to also do, identify it and stick it in your brain. I don't know if you meditate, but I do every day, even if it's 10 minutes, close my eyes, shut everything down, kick my kid out.
So important.
You have to see it. I know that sounds goofy, but you have to see it with your eye, in your mind's eye. Identify it, feel it, see it. To me, that's everything.
Ooh, so
It
that's almost
really
like
is.
a visualization, like you're onboarding the emotions of having the thing.
I do. Do
so
you
good.
do that? I totally do that. If I don't
Yeah.
feel it, doesn't feel real. But anyway, yeah.
Oh,
So
so
identify it.
good.
Okay,
So
go.
good. Okay, so the second one is determine what your motivation is for making this thing
Yeah.
happen.
Yes, the why. And everybody talks about the why, but it really is a good reminder. And if you write this down, you can go back later and say, "Oh, that's why I'm doing this." For example, why I'm on a eternal diet. The why is because I want to feel better and fit in my jeans and all that stuff. But yes, so
Well, I have, I've got my little wall over here. Hold on. I'm probably going to screw everything up, but
oh,
I've got this
let me
little wall
see.
over here and it's got all these different,
Wow.
I love that. One of them at the very top is
Yeah,
a, hold on. I got to put my glasses on now.
do
It's
it.
a Nietzsche quote, and it says, "He who has a why can bear almost any how," meaning that when the going gets
Mm,
tough in the journey, the why is going to be the thing that keeps you going.
I
Otherwise,
love that.
you don't have anything keeping you going.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so number
okay,
3 was
number
take
three.
the first step.
Right. A lot of people have trouble with actually
Mhm.
taking a step. Um,
Agreed. I think my coaching business is built on taking the first step because
yeah.
people have trouble with it.
Don't you think it's because, and I'm not, it's nothing negative, but some people have that perfectionist thing about them. If
Mhm,
things
mhm,
aren't just perfect, and I get it, I get it. But I think I'm a little more lenient than most people. I know my daughter's a perfectionist, but
mm.
she won't even like try out for something or audition for something, even though she's so good at it, really wants to do it. But yeah, you can't be perfect because there is no perfect because you don't know if it's perfect until you put something out there and you have feedback from the customers. The customers are the only ones that know the truth because they're the ones that
Yes.
are using your product. You
I
could sit,
Okay, that is a
right?
quote right there. The customer is the only one who knows the truth. We
It's so
think that we're
true.
spending our time making our it perfect, but what we're really doing is spending our time stalling.
It's so true. You're in a vacuum. You're in a vacuum, just circling in a conference room or whatever. What about this? What about this? What about this? And all those ideas are great, but until you push the
Mhm.
button and put it out there, you're never going to know. So
Amen.
you gotta act. Okay. But
So
yeah, that
good.
go to Kelly. Kelly helps you act. Take
I do
action.
believe that the Serve Lead Sell Master class does a really good job of getting people over that first hump, and then, I did a lesson in Crush the Rush where I talked about this is a big one. It let a lot of people off the hook for a lot of things. I did a lesson about live launching your program where it's
Mm.
basically about planning and selling the program and then teaching it live rather than spending months putting your lessons in the can so
Mm.
that you've got people waiting for you. It's like teaching a class. You've got people waiting for you, like
I
teaching a
love that.
fitness class.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
so you
yeah. I
just have to
love
do
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Okay, so number 4 is keeping a positive mental attitude.
That can be challenging. It
Mhm.
depends on who you are. I really do try every day to watch at least one positive video. For me, I can't, this is just for me because I'm very impressionable. I can't get sucked into like the news or the negativity of the news. I'll be aware
Mhm.
of like different bullets of things, but if I start going down that rabbit hole of watching all the negative stuff that's happened in the world, it impacts me.
Yeah.
And even just something as silly as the halftime show. Everybody has something to say. I didn't like the dress. I didn't like the this. You know, it feels like people get negative first before they get
Mm.
positive. If you look for positivity, you can find it.
Mhm.
And I try to spend my days on social media finding positivity, looking for something funny, something that's going to lift me up, a positive message. Kelly saying, "Hi, I'm on a walk right now, and how are you doing?"
I haven't done as much of that lately. I need to. I'm
Yeah, I love
gonna get
seeing
back
your
on
your
that.
thing. Yeah. So keeping a mental, whatever you need to do to keep a mental attitude. For me, it's to block out negativity, news and don't I just don't put it in my circle. Negative people,
Mhm.
just I don't like to have them in my life, you know. So,
So true. That's a really, really good one. I'm glad you included it in the 6. I think that that having a positive attitude will get you through so many sticky situations. And
so many.
it goes back to also you talking about visualizing and just believing that you're going to make it happen. It all works together.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell me about your
Um,
mastermind group. Number 5 is build your mastermind group.
well, I think that kind of goes back to what we were just talking about, keeping negativity out. I don't have a formal mastermind group, but what I do have is a circle of people, yourself included, that I like to kick off ideas with, whether they're
Mhm.
business or personal. Because your mind opens up when you run by ideas by other people. Because you're
Mm.
in this one lane in your
Mhm.
mind sometimes. And if you keep it in your head, for me anyway, if I keep it stuff in my head and don't either write it down or talk, I'm a much better talker than I am about writing it down. Um, you just get you're like, oh, I see things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Listening so I'd like to have somebody who's smarter than me. I love being around people that are better than me at
Mhm.
finances or whatever, things that I know that I'm not that great at, or anything, even things I am great at, because I love to hear people's opinion and people that are experts in the field. So to me,
Mhm.
that's sort of the mastermind group
Yeah,
is,
I love that, and
getting, yeah,
I just think it's so important because we aren't all born into a family that's full of successful entrepreneurs, and even if
that's
you are
right.
born into a family of entrepreneurs, a lot of times they are, the average entrepreneur is living in entrepreneurial poverty, and so, like, really knowing
Mm,
people that have made businesses that have worked and
yeah.
that are continuing to grow is a challenge, and surrounding yourself with those people can be a little bit of a challenge, and it's something you have to be intentional about.
You really do. And you could start out slow and then it builds. It's like anything,
Mhm.
where you
Mhm.
put who was it who said that? Stephen Covey said, wherever you put your focus, it grows.
Mhm.
So it's the same thing with this. If you decide in the morning, this week I'm going to find two people that I can talk to. And maybe it won't happen that week. It might happen in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But if you start just opening your mind to that, you will find them. You will find those people. And for me,
Mm.
it's been extremely helpful. I love having my people
Love it.
to run things by, if I'm at a certain point and I'm there for them, when
Mhm.
they're at a certain point. Because we all go down. What goes up must go down, right? We're always at a point where we dip. We all
Yeah.
dip. It doesn't mean you're abnormal. It means you're normal. You're
Yeah.
gonna have days that everything just seems like you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So
So good. So good. Okay, so the
thank
last
you.
one was develop discipline and habits.
And this is my challenge. I'm more of a flowy, go with the flow kind of person. I don't like, patterns and routine that much. But I realized a few years back that if I don't set up these different habits, I won't get things done because you could be too loosey goosey. You have to be a little bit loose about certain things and not be so rigid if somebody interrupts you and says, can I meet with you? And you can't say, no, I'm doing this. If you have to take care of that, you got to be able to adjust. But having certain habits, like for example, I will sometimes tell myself, I'm going to get three top things done today. She wants to know number six again.
Number 6 is
Um,
develop discipline and habits.
Right. So I will say, I am so productive when I do this. Narrow it down, no more than three. I'm going to get two
Mhm.
macro big things done today. And I am not leaving my desk until those things get done. And when you get those done, it feels so great. Now, of course, you may do other things, and there's subsets of those two things. But
Mhm.
once I start, telling myself, I'm going to do this today. Like I always do that. That's one of my habits. At the beginning of the day, I write down, accomplish this, Denise. I tell myself. one thing, three things, two things. That's one of my habits. Another habit is meditation. I have to stop for 10 minutes every day. Sometimes I go 30. I have a whole bunch of different meditation things to listen to, but taking a walk by myself with the phone off, not even bringing it with me. Um, that's an important thing. I always write down three things I'm grateful for because it forces me
Ooh,
to survey. I write down what I was grateful for the day before because that allows me to survey what good happened yesterday. And then once you start doing that, you realize I got to survey stuff today because I got to write it down tomorrow. So it forces you to look for good things. So
that
I do
is
that.
so cool. So I've
You
never
like
heard
that?
somebody say it like that. I love that
Do you
habit.
like that? Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
so you do that in the morning or at night?
I do that in the morning. I'm dead at night. I can't do anything like that at night.
So in the morning you wake up and then you think about the 3 things from the day before. I imagine that helps
Three things.
you. I love it. I imagine that helps you kind of, cement the day before in your brain a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
You're right.
terrible about
You're right.
forgetting what I did earlier in the week, and
Me too. Me too. I'm terrible about it. Yeah, me too.
that
So
is
yes,
so
it
good.
just says, yeah, even if I wake up grumping, I'm like, oh, okay, well, things aren't that bad because these three things happened yesterday that were really good. And they could be anything. It could be that I have legs and I can walk. Seriously. I mean,
Could be that you had matcha tea.
it could be that I have matcha that I'm grateful that I can afford it.
Yeah,
I mean, those are the little things in life. They really, really make a difference. I try to teach my daughter that. Like, look, there are people really struggling.
yeah.
I think about that when those occasions I run a 5K and I see the guy with no legs running. He's
Mhm.
just got the fake legs and he's ahead of me. Damn it. So I mean, no, I mean there are really people in much worse. I can always think of people in much worse situations than I am. I'm
So
healthy,
good.
I'm alive, I'm walking, I'm seeing, I'm hearing. So yeah. So those are the six things. I'm going to read to you what Google says the word persistency means. Do you mind?
Please.
Google defines persistency as continuing firmly or firmly in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. And that's the hard
Yeah,
part.
so good.
It also says continuing to exist or endure. That's a great word for over a prolonged period.
Endure.
Success is not the absence of failure, it's the persistence through failure.
Mm.
You
That's
like
it.
that?
That's the one that throws us all off as fitness professionals, as business owners, as beginning business owners, as people who are trying to level up to the next level. It's
Yeah.
that the fear of failure gets us every time, and the bigger your business gets, the more visible you get. So the more the failure really feels like it's gonna
I know.
sting.
It's terrible. Yeah, you're right. You're so right. You're so
I'm
right.
somehow really good at failing in front of people and not really caring, but most people are not.
I just saw a thing and I can't remember. I wish I could remember who said this. I just saw this the other day where he said, we should not give an F in school to our kids for
Yes,
failing. We should give them
I've
an
been talking about that
A.
a lot.
You have? I've never heard
I've
that
said it before.
before.
I always talk about that system kinda screwed us because we
Yes.
then associated with failure with, like, getting a spanking and getting grounded, and failure is the only thing that's gonna get you to success. You have to figure out what
You
the
have
failures
to
are.
fail.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's so true. Anyway, wow, this
so
made me
good.
feel better. Just going through all this made me feel better.
Good. Well, I know you have a hard stop in a few minutes, but I wanted
Yes,
to, cover something with you. So I
please.
had texted Denise and Melissa before and said, "I wanna make sure that you promote something, use the platform, promote something." A lot of people here are business owners. They wanted to hear you talking about building an iconic business, and so I thought this would be a great time to talk about the product that I actually worked with you guys on earlier in the year, which
Yeah,
is music for formats. So
right.
Denise and Melissa have come up with this specific product that is for format creators. If you are somebody who is selling choreography to instructors and trainers, if you are licensing a specific format, to gyms or to individual instructors, however you're doing that, most likely music is an issue for you.
Absolutely.
So we've created, Denise and Melissa have created this product that is specifically for formats. Would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, we used to do this when we had CDs, when people would want, I want my own custom CD, and we did this for Reebok. We did for Beachbody, Jillian Michaels. We used to have CDs where you pick out the songs, we created it exactly how you want it, and we used to make CDs. So instead of making CDs, what we're doing now is we're using your brand. You pick out the music exactly how you want it in the format that you want it, whatever you want, bells and whistles added.
Or your
Um,
experts will pick out the music if you don't wanna have to
or
pick it
we
all
will,
out.
if you don't want to, yes, yeah, we will curate and put your brand name on it. And we'll advertise you we'll put the music on our app. It's up to you whether you want other instructors to be able to see it or not. If you want it in a private portal part of the app, you can do that. And you can generate a revenue stream because some instructors are just sending people to Spotify and say, "Oh, just go to Spotify." You're leaving money on the table, so you might as well generate a revenue stream and make your product specifically how you want it. If you want it in 32 counts, if you want it, whatever beats per minute you want it, you can do it specifically how you want it, and we will do it all for you. It's turnkey. You just give us your logos, you give us your brand name, and when the dates you want it released. And we're finding that most people are releasing 4 times a year, usually every quarter, sort of like the Les Mills model.
Mhm.
But we can do it monthly if you want, whatever you're looking for, we have. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. And again, you can email us at hello@musclemixes.com, and we'll put you in touch with the right people. Melissa is the person that heads that up, and she'll make it happen for you.
Love it. Okay, I'm putting your email address in here again.
All right, great. This is so
Okay.
nice. Thank you for having me today,
You
Kelly.
are so welcome. So Denise has a hard stop, so I'm gonna let her off of the screen, but
All
before
right.
I do, there it is.
Look at us. Isn't that a great shot?
Crazy kids. Let me make it as big as I can. Hold on here. Oh, I guess that's
Oh
as big as it's gonna
no.
go.
You are
So
funny.
there's our wedding picture. My husband was not happy about it, but that's
Not
okay.
happy. Not happy. You know what? I just decided your business is also about fun because you know how to have fun, Kelly Culture.
Ah, thank you. Whoop, whoop. Okay, Denise, I'm gonna let you off the
Thank
screen.
you.
I'm gonna
Thank
say
you
a
so
few more
much,
things.
everyone. All
Thank
right.
you. Oops, I cut her off. Okay. So y'all, Denise Imbesi, of course, always an amazing guest. She does a great job and we have a lot of fun together. Any questions about anything we covered about the popular music by original artists, go ahead and email them. They are so good with customer service. They will get back to you. That's hello@musclemixes.com. That is plural at the end, muscle mixes. And if you have a format and you're ready to get custom curated music for that format, email them. They will get you taken care of for that as well. And that can actually become an additional revenue stream in your business. So, so good. All right. So I want to tell you about two more things before I go. The first is that I would love for you to like this show wherever you're at. It helps the platform to understand that I'm giving you valuable content that you want to hear. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube and make sure that you get over to the Grow Your Business for Fitness Instructors, Trainers, and Coaches group on Facebook so that I can continue to interact with you and train with you there. And the last thing I wanted to tell you about is the Crush the Rush flash sale. So you've heard me over the last few weeks talk about Crush the Rush. It is a special set of 12, it's about to be 13 lessons that are specifically designed to help you get your program planned and pre-sold and get you launching and delivering that program so that you can get out of the one-to-one service delivery model, so that you can get out of the hours for dollars service delivery model, and so that you can start to scale and grow a real business that does not take your whole life away. So that's at learn.fitprosconnect.com/crush. That's learn. I'm typing it in .fitprosconnect.com/crush. Y'all, that flash sale is going to go away this week. I was saying today I want to onboard a few more people, so I am going to leave it up for just a little while longer, but it is going away really, really quickly. This is the lowest price you will ever see on Crush the Rush, and it is such an impactful program. I have had people go through it and make a lot of money. I don't have any specific numbers in front of me. I did have a client just last week. We have a $10,000 week. I was super excited for her about that. So, really big lessons, really big learning, really big transformation for everyone who is involved. And I would love to have you join them so I can bring you through that program. And that's at learn.fitprosconnect.com/crush. All right, y'all. So that's what I've got for you. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and I will see you again next week.